Happy Thursday, everyone. It's Joe, and it's time for a Pocket with Joe over here on Sports Grid TV, on a Twitter as well as IG. Okay, yesterday we got to have a huge bounce back from yesterday. Yes, we got some goal scorers, but the dogs that I was writing just not able to get it done. So disappointing effort out of them. I really did think the St. Louis Blues would have something in their tank last night and not able to get it done with just getting dominated out there. But like I said, we got 12 games on the ice today. We're going to bounce back. Let's have a really good day here. Yeah, let's get that bread. It's definitely time to make some money. Now, if you watch the Calgary Flames, Conazari, I pronounce it Zari. I thought it was pronounced, but it's Zari. He came out just flying out of the gate. His first shot on goal, the first goal of the game. So definitely someone to watch out for, sparking that offense of Calgary. Now, if Calgary played the same way they did in the first and third period, they could have won that game last night. They just died in the second period. Wasn't sure what happened to them there, but they'll get back on track. And the Dallas Stars are back in action today versus Edmonton. We'll get to that game. We're going to start off with the first game here, the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, current odds, all the odds come from a FanDuel, you guys. So if you're looking to place that bet, plus 126 here on the home team, the Columbus Blue Jackets coming in as the dog, minus 152 on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Total 6.5, just to that over at minus 144 to the over. If you like the under, you're getting plus money at plus 118. Hard to take the under in this one. We look at the Tampa Bay Lightning here. They are allowing 35.7 shots on goal per game. Now, Matt Tomkin coming into goal here. He is confirmed. He's got a 4.14 goals against average. So you do think the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are averaging 32.4 shots on goal per game, will get some goals in this game. And we know the Lightning themselves have been so strong on that power play, but third best in the league on the power play, averaging 3.56 goals per game. So this one is a clear over to me at minus 144 to the over. I don't find that value. I would look at this one, both teams to score in the first period, that first period over 1.5 as well. But we know the over 1.5 is juice. Both teams to score in the first period, I think, is a really solid way to go. But I'm also looking at this as we got a home dog in the Columbus Blue Jackets. I love the value that we're getting on them here. We look at the Lightning, they're just giving up way too many opportunities. They're allowing their goaltender to be peppered with shots at 35.7. Like I said, 31st overall in the league, Matt Tomkins. I just can't trust him against his Columbus Blue Jackets team. So I do think those goals are coming for Columbus. I love the ability for them to get the win, that plus money for us on their home ice. And the home team in the last 5 matchups has won 4 of those between these two. So give me the Columbus Blue Jackets, give me the over, give me both teams to score in that first period. You can see me dating a hockey player. I couldn't see myself dating a hockey player. That's too funny. Let's go. Let's make this money today. It's funny. It is funny. Well, I laughed at that one. Okay, the Florida Panthers are taking on the Detroit Red Wings. The Florida Panthers coming in here at minus 120. The Red Wings at home, another home underdog at plus 100. Total 6.5. Again, juice to that over at minus 132. James Reimer is in goal here for the Red Wings, and he has a 1.68 goals against average, save percentage of 0.939. And Bobrovsky confirmed here for the Florida Panthers. Now, he has a 2.87 goals against average. That save percentage just over 900 at 0.903. Both of these teams are allowing these shots to come in. The Florida Panthers actually doing a better job at limiting their opponents, holding them to the 12th best overall in the league at 29.5. While the Detroit Red Wings are allowing 31.4 shots on goal. We know how solid of goal scorers we have on each side of the puck. The Red Wings are averaging right on 4 goals per game and 30.4 shots. Looking at Florida, though, they have been struggling to get those goals. They haven't been putting up the huge numbers. They're sitting under 3 goals per game on average at that 2.75. But they are getting those shots at 34.4. They're just not connecting. They're not enough high danger shots for the Florida Panthers at the moment. And we keep talking about it. They do have players out. It's making a huge impact for this team. I think I got to roll with the home dog again in this one. The Red Wings to be able to get it done. I just love what I've seen out of this team offensively and how strong they've been able to come out. That being said, I'm not sure if I could hit the over in this one just because we look at how strong goaltending has been for both of these teams. Bobrovsky, an elite goalie, and James Reimer coming out to start the season so phenomenally hot here. So I think it's the Red Wings here at home. And yeah, let's go. No worries, Christopher. Thanks for joining us here today. Okay. I picked a Calgary player, get good seats and free tickets. That is true. That's funny. Thanks, David. Okay, let's move on to the next game. Like I said, 12 games on the board, so we've got so much to go over. We're going to try to go over these nice and fast. I do have a shots on goal parlay. It is in the Vancouver Canucks game, so stay around for that. I've also got a goal scorer in that parlay, so it's making some nice plus money. We're going to look at the Carolina Hurricanes versus the New York Rangers. Now, both these teams rolling hot. The Carolina Hurricanes roll in here at minus 104, minus 115 here for the New York Rangers. Total 5.5 juice to that over at minus 118, minus 104 to the under. Looking at these teams here, we have the New York Rangers returning home off a road trip, very successful road trip, 5-game road trip. They won every single game there on the road. They've been phenomenally hot on the season, 7-2 to start the season. Versus the Carolina Hurricanes with Frederik Andersen expected in goal. Frederik Andersen has a 3.06 goals against average and a .888 save percentage. Now, this team has won their last 3. They're coming off that win versus the Flyers on Monday, lower scoring game. 3-2. This team has finally stepped up defensively how we wanted to see them. They're holding opponents to just over 26 shots on goal per game. And that's exactly the heart of this team is their defense. Looking at the New York Rangers, they've been absolutely phenomenal as well, limiting opponents to 26.2 shots on goal per game. They have a killer power play, second best in the league, converting on 34.4%. Sorry, guys, my cold is still bugging me, and I don't know if you can hear it in my voice still, but it's hard to talk some of these times. So normally teams off a road trip, they are an automatic fade for me in a lot of these situations, especially off a successful road trip here. But this Rangers team is rolling so hot. And I look at them coming into this and how they've done in their past off those road trips. 5-2 in their last 7 off that road trip. I do expect them to come out nice and strong in this home game. The next home game might be the letdown there, but I do think in this one, the Rangers are able to get the win in the Garden. I'm going to take them on the money line, but I'm also going to sprinkle on the puck line for the New York Rangers, which is a scary situation because I could see this one staying under that total. If I was to take a total, I would lean to the under, but I do think the New York Rangers here with Igor Shesterkin in net at home in the Garden can cover this puck line. Laying 1.5 is plus 210 in this one. So I think this is a solid way to go with this team. Okay, next game on the board. This one is really interesting to me. So let me just get you current odds. The LA Kings minus 115 versus the Ottawa Senators minus 104. Total 6.5 juice to that over at minus 132 to the under plus 108. Now, if you like the LA Kings for a big win, minus 1.5 on that puck lines plus 202. And plus 1.5 you can't do with the Sens, but that would be minus 250 if you're looking to just do a big parlay bet. LA Kings roll in here so phenomenally strong, and I don't have as much faith in their goaltender, Cam Talbot. Now, he has been strong to start the season. His save percentage is high. The goals against average is coming in at 2.47. Korpisalo starting here for the Ottawa Senators, expected at least. Now, he hasn't looked like the Korpisalo that we loved last season, who made us a lot of money. His goals against average is coming in at 3.22. His save percentage still high at over 900. Looking at the Ottawa Senators, how they're winning these games is this team is firing and they're firing away. They're averaging 4 goals per game, third best overall in the league, and averaging 34.5 shots on goal per game, third overall in the league. But the LA Kings coming out here, they're getting these high danger shots. They're averaging 4.33 goals per game. So we've got the number 1 goal scoring team versus the number 3 goal scoring team. They're not getting as many shots at 32.3, but their shots are connecting better. Defensively, though, this team is doing a heck of a lot better, limiting opponents to 27.9 shots on goal per game and 3.22 goals, while the Ottawa Senators allowing 29.8 shots on goal and 3.25. When we factor in the goalie matchup, I do think the Kings are the right side in this game. And it's hard for me to go against the Ottawa Senators here at home, especially with all the controversy happening with this team, their GM resigning. We know the penalty is here for their player who was gambling, but the LA Kings are just so hot. They're so hot on the road, yet to lose a game on the road, sitting 4-0 on the season. They've also been really strong versus the Ottawa Senators. This is the Senators team I'm high on, so it does hurt me a little bit to bet against them today, but I do think it's the right way to go. Now, I do think this one is a 4-3 style game. This one has the opportunity to go to overtime. I'm going to take the over 6.5, lay the juice at -132. These teams, when they play each other, trend to that under. I just can't see it coming in with the number 1 and number 3 goal scoring teams in the league. So give me the over and give me the LA Kings here to get the win. Okay, Rocco coming in with the both teams to score 2+ goals parlay. The Tampa Bay Lightning, Columbus Blue Jackets, New Jersey Devils, and the Minnesota Wild, and the LA Kings and the Ottawa Senators +158. I do like that. I think all of those teams definitely will score 2 or more goals. So let's get that money. Nice parlay there for you at +158. The New York Islanders and the Washington Capitals. Talk about two teams that really aren't lighting up the lamp right now. Just current odds. The New York Islanders -118 on the road in this one. Not a team that I trusted last season on the road. Hard for me to take them, laying that juice at -118. The Washington Capitals coming in here at -102. Total 6.5 juice to that under at -130 to the under. We've got +108 to the over 6.5 if you think it's going to go over that number. Now, Darcy Kemper expected in goal here for the Washington Capitals, and Varlamov expected here for the New York Islanders. I look at Alex Ovechkin and how he's done in his career versus the New York Islanders, and I do think he will find success in this one. He's got 42 goals and 23 assists. Versus the New York Islanders, 67 games. And I do think this is one where you look at Ovechkin to come out strong. I tried to take his shots on goal prop. They wanted me to take him 5+ over on FanDuel. Now he is coming off 7 versus the Sharks, but it's just too high of a number here for me to get behind. The anytime goals coming in at +110 for Alex Ovechkin, and that is where I'd rather put my money. Now, these teams do trend to that under, and I could very well see this being a 2-1 style game. So it is hard when you've got a 2-1 style game to hit those goal scoring props, and that's why I was looking at those shots first, because we know the New York Islanders allowing their goaltenders to be hit hard with 34.8 shots on goal per game that they're allowing. Now they have a really strong penalty kill, and they're going to need to bring that penalty kill here today, because I do think the Washington Capitals have the opportunity of getting this win at home. I just like the value at -102 that we're getting on the Washington Capitals. Darcy Kemper has been a strong for them in net. He's got a 2.92 goals against average and a save percentage of a 0.903. And we look at Varlamov here. Well, his goals against average is low at 1.51 and his save percentage at 0.961. I just don't know if I can trust him in this one here on the road. Now, both of these teams come in here solid on the power play, but looking at the Washington Capitals here, they really limit their time in the box, only averaging that 9.3 minutes in the box per game. So they play the more disciplined game. This is a team that really needs to get these wins at home. And I think led by Alex Ovechkin in this one with a Metropolitan Divisional showdown here, we can really look at him to come out strong in the Washington Capitals to be able to get it done. But like I said, I would lean to that under. Now, when we look at the under and the under trends, Washington's games have gone over 5.5 twice only so far this season. And the New York Islanders games, we've seen it go over in 3 of their 8 games this season, over that 5.5. So at 6, I believe it's at right now, or it's at 6.5. I would lean to the under 6.5, but I'm not going to get behind this total. Ovi, anytime goal. I know. Ovi, you got to look at for the anytime goal. And yeah, Backstrom, it looks like he is going to take time off the ice because of injuries. And Hopefully, we see him back, but I wish him all the best. I'm proud of him for putting his health before the game of hockey. Okay, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Boston Bruins. Toronto currently -115, the Boston Bruins -104. We're getting the Boston Bruins as the dog at home. I'm not buying in to Toronto. Toronto coming in here -115, total 5.5, juice that over at -138. Boston is known as the next man up kind of hockey team. I know that they have defensive players out in this matchup. Charlie McAvoy, he will not be on the ice, but I don't care. Boston is known, like I said, next man up kind of team. They're going to get this win. They're going to get this win at home. I'm not going against Boston at home for the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are so inconsistent. I got a couple of ways I'm going to look at this. Swayman, his save shots on goal. And let me just see if he's being confirmed, because right before we went on here, I wasn't seeing Swayman confirmed. And he is confirmed now. 28.5 save shots on goal to the over at -110. I'm going to hit that over 28.5. Swayman has a 1.26 goals against average and a save percentage of 0.957. He's going to come out strong on the ice. Samsonov is confirmed here for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't trust Samsonov. He's got a 3.98 goals against average and a save percentage of 0.841. I do think the Bruins control this game. I don't care if one of their top defensive guys is out. Like I said, next man up in this situation. Boston has won 4 of the past 5 meetings in TD Garden versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. They have dominated this matchup. I don't think Toronto, with their inconsistencies, can roll in. They've lost the last 2. They are sitting with a 3.22 goals per game on average. Boston's sitting the same. Toronto's getting more shots at 33.2, 7th overall in the league. And that's why I like Swayman here for his save shots, because we know Boston's going to be able to get them. Toronto has been holding opponents to 29.2 shots on goal per game, 9th overall in the league. And the Boston Bruins holding opponents to 29.3, but they're only allowing 1.56 goals per game. I'm going to take Toronto here on the money line. I also like them 60-minute 3-way, no push for the Boston Bruins. That's coming in at +145. You guys know if I can take a plus money bet over a -102, I'm over it all day. I think no matter what happens, Boston wins this in 60. I also like the Leafs team total. And yes, more plus money here. Looking at the Toronto Maple Leafs team total under 2.5 at +134. And I know this is a crazy way to go because Toronto has been strong, but I'm not seeing them score here on Swayman on this defense. So Toronto to take another L for me. Toronto fans, I am sorry. Johnny rolling with Toronto there in this one and liking the draw. And I could see this one going to OT. There is a chance of it, but I do think the Bruins, we got a buy low spot on them in this game. Okay, let's get back to the next game. We have the New Jersey Devils here. Now, the New Jersey Devils are on the road at -111, taking on the Minnesota Wild at -108. Total 6.5, juice to that over at -134. I can't believe how many home underdogs we have today. And I think almost if you take every single home underdog, you're going to win more than you are going to lose in these matchups. I do think the Wild have the opportunity of winning this. We know these teams just played on Saturday in New Jersey. New Jersey got a 4-3 win. I like looking at teams that are just off that loss to be able to come back. It's a hard one to go against the New Jersey Devils here because I think this is a phenomenal team. Jack Hughes has been so strong. So while I lean on the Wild to get the win, what I like better here is the first period over 1.5. That's juiced at -156. I do like both teams to score in the first period. That's coming in at +148. Vanacek here expected for the New Jersey Devils, 3.24 goals against average, and Gustafsson confirmed here for the Minnesota Wild. His goals against average is at 4.36. So both of these teams are going to find success offensively in this one. I expect it to be very similar to that last game, kind of coin flip game here, 4-3 style one. One player I have a lot of faith in is Jack Hughes. Now, he doesn't have a really strong record against Wild, and he was held off. No points in the last game, but value, value, value. Looking at Jack Hughes here to get an anytime goal tonight, it's +135. Going into the last game, I think he was +100 to get that goal versus the Wild, and then he didn't score. So now we're getting +135. I think if he scores though here, he's going to be the first goal scorer in this. And I don't do a lot of first goal scorers, but I have been doing more of them. Jack Hughes to score the first goal at plus 1100 definitely is worth a sprinkle here, especially with him being held off the board in the last game just when they played this last one out. So looking for Jack Hughes to have a phenomenal night, and that's how I can get behind the New Jersey Devils here in this one. I do think this is another over game for the last 5 meetings in Minnesota have gone over that total as well. So give me a high scoring one. Give me this one, the opportunity to go to overtime. Give me Jack Hughes to score that first goal at plus 1100. You guys know I absolutely love that plus money. The next game on the board with the Dallas Stars and the Edmonton Oilers. And I feel sick even thinking about this. I think I'm going to take Edmonton here. They're too juiced. So on that money line at minus 156 at home. Dallas on the back-to-back. Both of these teams coming off wins over Calgary. Dallas got the win over Calgary last night. It was a hard-fought battle there, plus 130 for the Dallas Stars. Ultimately, if Dallas wasn't on the back-to-back, I'd be looking at this team to come in and dominate over Edmonton because Edmonton still has the same issues that they've always had, and that is goaltending. Now, Skinner expected in goal for them tonight. This total of 6.5 is only minus 122 to the over. I'm kind of worried this one at minus 122 to the over isn't higher. I thought this would be juiced a lot more. Scott Wedgwood expected here for the Dallas Stars. He lets in the goals, and Skinner for the Edmonton Oilers, and he lets in the goals as well. Back-to-back games, older team here for the Dallas Stars. This should be one where the Oilers find success. Now, Connor McDavid will be back out on the ice. He played in the Heritage Classic, which was a nice surprise to see him out there. Neither team has great power plays right now. Both teams have decent kills. The best kill is coming from the Dallas Stars at the third best kill out here. They're both allowing these goals to come in. 4 goals allowed by the Edmonton Oilers and Skinner at 3.5. And then when we look at Wedgwood, 3.53 and 2.5 for their team overall. Give me the over 6.5 at minus 122. Give me that first period over the 1.5. And I think I have to take Edmonton here in regulation in 60 minutes at plus 100. I don't love it, but that's where I would be going with that. And yeah, Edmonton's team total to the over, especially with Scott Wedgwood confirmed in goal in this one. Let me know what you guys are liking in all of these games. And if you could hit that like button, hit that retweet button, I really appreciate it. It keeps this show going over here on Twitter and IG. So the next game, Montreal Canadiens are taking on the Arizona Coyotes. Now the Arizona Coyotes are on the second leg to back-to-back. They're minus 137 here and plus 114 for the Montreal Canadiens. Total 6.5 at minus 120 to the under. It's Montreal or no one in this one. Jake Allen's been so phenomenally strong. And I know the Montreal is on the road in this game, but this team, I do think, can bring it here. I keep talking about this team and a young, passionate team they are. They never give up in these games. And if they do go down fast to the Arizona Coyotes, I expect them to be able to come back in each and every one of these games. I'm going to take them here on the money line at plus 114. I'm also going to take them as the first team to score. Looking at Montreal to score first in this game in the first period is plus 140. We look at the Arizona Coyotes on the back-to-back off that hard loss to the Anaheim Ducks last night on the road. I do think it sets them up for a hard first period in this one, and Montreal will be able to capitalize. Now, Connor Ingram expected in goal for the Arizona Coyotes. I don't have faith in him. His goals against average is lower this season at 2.51, but like I said, Jake Allen's been absolutely phenomenal. His stats are actually higher, but I do think he will come out here and play a nice, solid game. Now, they're off that shootout loss to the Vegas Golden Knights, and that's going to hurt this young Montreal team because they took the Stanley Cup finalists from last year and were able to push them all the way to the shootout. This, like I said, this team, young and scrappy, gives it their best out there, and they're looking to pull off these upsets. So, plus money with Montreal on the road. Assign me up. You also look at the Coyotes in the second night of a back-to-back, 16 and 35 in their last 51, playing on 0 days rest. In a 3 and 4 day situation, they're 12 and 26. So tired legs will come into play. Montreal's also been really strong playing in Arizona, winning 10 of the last 14 in Arizona. So I expect them to come out here The Montreal Canadiens also really getting those high danger shots. And I think those high danger shots against Connor Ingram, I expect them to go over their team total. I expect them to actually have a super big day. So give me all of the bets on Montreal in this one to come out absolutely phenomenally strong and get the win over the Arizona Coyotes. Christopher rolling with Ovechkin for the anytime goal and the Boston Bruins in 60. How can we not take the Boston Bruins here to just dominate on their home ice? We know how strong this team was on their home ice last year, and they really matched up hard against Toronto. Toronto's always struggled with Boston. And yes, Toronto plays up to their competition. And everyone keeps talking about how Toronto can't lose another one. Well, we've seen it this season where they just go on these losing streaks. And I think tonight is another really hard night for the Maple Leafs. Okay, next game on the ice, we got the Nashville Predators taking on the Seattle Kraken. Now, Seattle Kraken minus 118, minus 102 for the Preds on the road. Total 5.5, minus 122 to the over, plus 100 to the under. Looking at this one here, neither of these teams have really been lighting up the lamp. They haven't been scoring a lot of goals. The Predator is only averaging 2.78 goals per game, while the Seattle Kraken that 2.4. I don't expect there to be a lot of goals in this one. Saros, though, has struggled in Seattle. So that's one thing to look at. He has not performed well in Seattle, and those goals have been coming in. So I'm going to shy away with this total sitting at 5.5 to that under. I would lean to that under, but I think the Kraken absolutely need to get this win here. They've got the advantage in so many areas, especially on the power play. And I do think they'll be able to convert on the power play versus the Predators in this one. The Predators allowing that only 2.89 goals per game and 28.8 shots. But I do think the power play here of the Kraken will be able to find success. This team is averaging 31.9 shots on goal per game and 2.4 goals per game. Defensively, they're allowing too many shots at 32.6, but I expect them to be able to lock down in this one. This is the first game home off a 4-game road trip. They didn't have a successful road trip. While it was 2-2. Two of those games also went to overtime. So actually, 3 of those games went to overtime. So it's kind of hard for them to come in here strong at home. But I do think they could get the win here versus the Predators. I just think they're the better team at the moment. So right now we're getting the Seattle Kraken at minus 118, and that is where my money will go. Next game on the board, and we've got only 2 left and 2 games only on the board tomorrow. So tomorrow's show will be a lot quicker. The Winnipeg Jets are taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, current odds on this one at FanDuel, we have Vegas rolling in at minus 140, plus 116 for the Winnipeg Jets. Total 5.5, minus 124 to the over, plus 100, or sorry, not plus 100. What was that? Under, plus 102 to the under. Looking at this game, I do think it is Vegas for me. Vegas on the money line minus 140. I also am going to sprinkle on Vegas on that puck line, laying 1.5 at plus 190. This is a better team here. Connor Hellebuck has been vulnerable this season in the Winnipeg Jets. Just with him in net, not a team that I highly back on the road. We also look at the Winnipeg Jets and how they've done versus Vegas. They've lost those last 5 meetings. They've lost 4 of the last 5 in Vegas. Vegas has dominated this matchup. Now, Vegas, not really in a look ahead. They have the Colorado Avalanche on deck on Saturday, but I do think with the scare versus Montreal in their last game, Montreal forced them to a shootout 3-2, that we see the best out of Vegas straight out of the gate in this one. The one good thing about the Winnipeg Jets is they are limiting the opponent's ability to get those shots on goal, holding opponents to 29.1 shots on goal, which is 8th overall in the league. Both of these teams averaging over 3 goals per game, with Vegas rolling in at 3.5. They're only allowing 2.2 goals per game. Logan Thompson is expected in goal for the Vegas Golden Knights. He's got a 2.2 goals against average. And then Connor Hellebuck, like I said, just hasn't looked the same so far this season. We know he'll get back into form. I just don't see it being a super strong game for him in this one. So could be tired legs here for Vegas, but they are the better team. Give me Vegas on the money line and give me Vegas on that puck line, laying 1.5 at plus 190 for a big win. Now, because I like that puck line, I can't really go under this total. I do expect Logan Thompson to stand on his head. I'm going to stay off the total because I am doing the puck line. Last game on the board. I do have my shots on goal in this one, so don't go anywhere. The Vancouver Canucks, huge favorites, biggest favorites of the day at minus 235 over the San Jose Sharks at plus 190. Total 5.5, minus 142 to the over. I'm kind of worried in this one. We know the San Jose Sharks yet to record a win on the season. Does Vancouver come in and overlook this team is my biggest question mark here. At some point, the Sharks have to get the win. And looking at their schedule, I don't know when that first win is going to come if it's not versus Vancouver. Now, Vancouver is off that win versus the Predators, clearly the better team. I just want to see if we've got any update on goalies here. Demko was expected for and Demko is in net for Vancouver, which is a bad thing for the San Jose Sharks because Demko has been so phenomenally strong this season. 1.92 goals against average with a .935 save percentage. So it's going to come at a premium goals here for the San Jose Sharks. And this is the team that's already struggling. They've only averaged 1 goal per game, 32nd in the league. So that's the worst in the league, and 24.6 shots on goal. While the Vancouver Canucks, on the other hand, dead opposite, averaging 4 goals per game, 28 shots on goal. So they're not getting as many high quality, like direct on goal shots, but this team is shooting nonstop, highest shooting team in the whole league at 14.29. So they're not one of those teams that just frustrates you not shooting that puck, even if they widely miss it. They are firing away out there on the ice. Couple things I'm going to look at. Can the Sharks keep it tight? I would hate this to be the game that we missed out on the Sharks for that beautiful plus money. I just don't know if I can see a way with them winning with Demko in goal. The Vancouver Canucks, we know they've been getting these goals. Kokkonen confirmed here for the San Jose Sharks. He's been not good at all. So looking at the Vancouver Canucks team total over 3.5 at minus 116. Again, why are they giving us such value? I expected this to be minus 150. It feels like this is kind of a trap game of the night. I do like that first period over 1.5. That's coming in at minus 130. Now, for goal scorers here, I'm going to look at Quinn Hughes for the anytime goal. I'm not going to put that in the parlay. The anytime goal for Quinn Hughes coming in at plus 500. Elias Pettersson here for the anytime goal coming in at plus 140. Now, I'm going to look at these guys as shots on goal and one of them for the anytime goal within the parlay. So the 3-leg parlay, we're going to take Pettersson here for the anytime goal, Jack Hughes to record 3+ shots on goal, and Elias Pettersson here, 3+ shots on goal. So if you take those 3 props, combine them together, you're getting plus 389 on that parlay. And I do like the ability for them to be able to get these shots. I like Pettersson to be able to get this goal today. We look at the San Jose Sharks, and I think this one hits no matter what. I'm just fighting with the fact that we could see the upset in this one. This Sharks team can be strappy at home. I don't know if I can get to the window, you guys. Yeah, maybe the Sharks in the first period. So that definitely could be a strong way to go, David. I like what you're thinking with that. I don't know. Something tells me this line doesn't look high enough, which is crazy because the Vancouver Canucks at minus 230 are the biggest favorite on the board today. Like I said, the Sharks team has to win. Let's just look at the Sharks schedule here, you guys. Let me just Google it here. And I will let you know their next couple of games because they haven't won yet. So the Sharks, this is who they have lost to. So that's preseason. They have lost to the Avs. That was a shootout loss. So they lost to the Vegas Golden Knights. That was a 4-1. They lost to the Colorado Avalanche, 2-1 shootout. They lost 6-3 to the Carolina Hurricanes, 3-1 to the Boston Bruins, which is pretty good that they held the Boston Bruins to only 3 goals. They lost to the Predators 5-1, the Panthers 3-1, the Lightning 6-0, and the Hurricanes 3-0, and then the Capitals 3-1. So they face the Canucks tonight at home. Then they face the Pittsburgh Penguins. I struggle to see them winning that one. They face the Philadelphia Flyers. Carter Hart has been solid except for last night's game where he got yanked. He's going to come out strong in this one on Tuesday. Edmonton, and then Vegas again. Like, I'm just looking at the schedule. That's up to November 12th. November 12th is the Anaheim Ducks. I think there's something about this game that tells me maybe, I don't know, maybe the Sharks. Keep it tight. Plus 1.5 at minus 134, but I do think the best bet is the Vancouver Canucks to score. If the Sharks somehow pull this off, it's because all of a sudden their offense comes out, hits Demko hard. Demko has an off night, and we've got a 5-4 style game. So either way, the Vancouver Canucks go over their team total of 3.5. So that's what I'm liking in this game. Once again, that parlay is Elias Pettersson for the anytime goal, Elias Pettersson for 3+ shots on goal, and Quinn Hughes for 3+ shots on goal. My favorite prop bet of the night, Jack Hughes for the anytime goal, and Jack Hughes for the first goal of that game for the New Jersey Devils versus the Minnesota Wild. That's coming in at plus 1,100 for the first goal. Ovechkin for the anytime goal. I love tonight too for the Washington Capitals. I think that really is a lower scoring one. Montreal, probably one of my favorite road dogs of the day, coming in there with Jake Allen versus Arizona Coyotes on that back-to-back. Both teams to score as well, that beautiful plus money between the New Jersey Devils and the Minnesota Wild. There's so many things I like tonight, you guys. Ovechkin, I do think, has a big night. His anytime goals coming in at plus 110. And then I'm fading the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I feel like it's going to kick me in the butt. Team total under 2.5 at plus 134. I do like the Boston Bruins in 60 a heck of a lot better, and Swayman over his saved shots on goal, which is 28.5. I think Toronto is going to absolutely bring it. This whole game hinges on a Swayman standing tall in this one. And then the Rangers at home, like I said, I'm sprinkling on the Rangers on the puck line as well, laying the 1.5 at plus 210. I think it's a solid way to go. So those are my favorites. You guys, all the best on the ice tonight. I wish you the best of luck in everything else you are betting. I'm high on Scotty Barnes tonight over his points and assists out there for the Toronto Raptors, taking on the 76ers. If you haven't seen what I'm writing for Thursday night football, it's the Titans, you guys. I think this team with Will Levis has every opportunity of having a big night. Go over to Sports Grid on all social media platforms. My video is up there, but sneak peek, I'm extending Will Levis's passing props to 250 plus passing yards on the Steelers. I know it's not the best way to go, is to go against the defense here of the Steelers and Mike Tomlin off a loss, but I do think Will Levis, this is not enough out on him right now, and I think he'll capitalize downfield on the Steelers in this one. So you guys, all the best in all of your bets. Keep smiling. Let's make some freaking money on the ice tonight. Bye, you guys.